Welcome to Section 420, Talkin Yankees, the podcast where the Yankees rip off another gnarly Band-Aid, trading Oswald Peraza to the Los Angeles Anaheim Angels of Orange County, California, for a rookie player there, an 18-year-old, nothing to sneeze about, but obviously this is a Band-Aid that they need to be removed. The Yankees, the writing was on the wall for Peraza, not producing well, and of course making the moves the Yankees made. Obviously going to need the roster move there, and with Peraza no more options to be sent to the minors, you knew something was going to happen. He was going to be traded or put on the waiver wire or something there, but ultimately traded to the Angels for Wilberson DiPiana, outfielder. We don't know much about him. He's only 18 years old. Go over the stats there, but look back at Peraza a little bit because, again, he got an opportunity this season, didn't really take advantage of it. Not saying that, you close the door on him. He's only 25 years old, but especially with the Yankees getting Jose Cabrera, I don't know where else you would put Peraza. What's even the point of having him on the bench anymore? So, the Yankees pretty much stacked right now. So, the Yankees probably stuck with him as long as he reasonably could without finally sending him out here one way or another there. So, there was a whole bunch of moves by the Yankees yesterday. It kind of went under the clouds a little bit. After the dust settled, we finally found out about this move as well. It's kind of a nothing move, really, more or less. Again, Peraza wasn't adding much. The Yankees not getting much back. But, again, I think this is more making room on the roster, active roster. And is, obviously, if he's not producing, then why are you carrying this guy around? So we'll get into it a little bit, but before we get started, make sure you subscribe to this podcast, Section 420 Talkin Yankees, the podcast, wherever you get your favorite podcast, and there's also a YouTube version of the show, not updated maybe frequently here, but updated enough if you want to catch it as well. So go to YouTube, subscribe to Section 420 Talkin Yankees, and follow the channel there as well. So we had all the bevy of moves yesterday. The Yankees, really solidifying the bullpen more than anything else. Of course, also strengthening themselves up at third base with both McMahon and Rosario. The Yankees not really landing that big ace or big type of starting pitcher where, again, I don't think the Yankees were really in on anybody there, so not much you could do there. And, of course, sure, you would want a Suarez, but, again, this would probably the Diamondbacks were asking. It was probably not realistic. So I think Cashman, again, relatively always did well. I've been reading some of the coverage today. Mostly got good marks. A couple of people also calling this kind of a typical lame duck Cashman type of trade deadline, and I don't see that. I mean, he brought in two stud type of closer players that not only have under control for this season, but in the near future as well. Again, he maybe didn't get that one big name player there, but collectively vastly improved third base, vastly improved the bullpen, and he got Luis Gil coming back on Sunday there. So I think all things considered, I think Cashman did himself a very good job there. And again, this was kind of more of a boutique move there just to make some room on the roster. So, of course, Peraza, who again got an opportunity this season. I know in past seasons it was kind of up and down a little bit, never got a full chance. Well, he got some chances this season and didn't really take the time to shine. Defensively, it was okay. That was never a problem, but you got to do more than that offensively. Hitting 152, 3 home runs and 13 RBIs, and it's just not getting it done. And just remember, all the hype about him leading up to his debut in 2022. He was supposed to be a thumper, kind of a double digits home run type of shortstop. He was kind of impressive. The Yankees even utilized him during the 2022 playoff run there. Again, playing some shortstop, especially that game in Houston. Looked formidable there, made some good plays, and you felt good about him moving forward. And kind of had to split time a little bit before Josh Donaldson, before the Yankees finally, ripped that Band-Aid off as well. And he had some injuries. I remember he had a foot injury, a calf injury there. So, he never really got a full chance. But this season, 2025, definitely got enough at-bats, got enough chances in there to make an impression, and just never did. And just, since he ran out of options there, one way or another, he was going to be gone from this team just with all the additions they would make. And again, he wasn't producing there. So, traded away again for Wilberson DiPiana. As I mentioned before, he's 18 years old this season. He's in his second season of rookie ball. Right now hitting .227, 4 home runs, 20 RBIs, does have a triple, 6 doubles, and probably maybe what's caught the Yankees' eye was his OPS. Pretty impressive, .799. So, for example, someone like Judge is probably at 1.0 something. So this guy's at .8 almost. So not saying he's judging, but I guess maybe just, again, the on base plus slugging. It is quite a high number, so I guess maybe that's what catches your attention. He's an outfielder, but again, right there at 18 years old in rookie ball, you don't know much about him. Again, that's sort of a bag of balls type of trade. They're just willing to take anybody. So in addition to the Yankees making some moves at the trade deadline, they've also cut bait with guys that they don't need. Obviously, not need, but just weren't performing. Mainly DJ LeMahieu. That's a Band-Aid that needed to be cut, as well as cut the Band-Aid with Peraza. Just those two weren't producing. Again, one kind of an older veteran, one a young guy, 25, but still both of them weren't producing. So one way or the other, found ways to get rid of these players is to upgrade the active roster and the position players, and that's exactly what the Yankees did. So kind of another move, Peraza, we'll see. Maybe he'll get a shot with the Angels and maybe more playing time and just in a different atmosphere. Maybe he thrives, maybe he doesn't, who knows. Again, he might just be like a Miguel Andujar type, just for whatever reason it's never panned out here. had some mild success elsewhere, but that might just be about it for him there. So we'll see what happens to him out there. Did want to amend one thing. Again, a couple of moves came in after they kind of made all the major announcements around 6 o'clock. And that's the Toronto Blue Jays, who I said at the time didn't really do much. Again, I know they got a reliever from the Baltimore Orioles, who were sellers. I mean, they sold off to Cedric Mullins and others. But Toronto actually did make a move, trading for former Cy Young winner Shane Bieber. Now, the thing about the Biebs, he's actually in single A ball right now. So he had Tommy John surgery going back to 2024. So he hasn't even pitched this season. He's just starting his rehab now. So, it's kind of an awkward move. I mean, for Toronto, you're taking a bit of a risk. Guys, is coming off Tommy John. Is going to need to be built up for a while. And if he comes here, man, is he going to be, what type of is he going to be Cy Young quality? Probably not. So, it's a move Toronto made. I guess since he's injured, Toronto's not exactly have to give a ton to get him. He's only 30 years old, so he's still relatively young, but again, coming off a major surgery there. So I don't know how effective he's going to be, but at least Toronto making some sort of move, more than just a bullpen arm, just to sort of see, obviously try to fight off the Yankees, who are right now 3.5 games below them in the AL East standing. So at least Toronto did something, but again, it's a pitcher, that's right now in the minors who's coming off major Tommy John surgery. So I don't know. I mean, was this guy even going to be ready maybe by mid-August, late August, and then you're going to ask him maybe make 5 starts for you? And I don't know. I mean, how long is he going to go? 4 or 5 innings? Kind of a weird move, Toronto. It's not exactly a statement move, but at least they did something. So I'll at least mention that there. So that's the episode. Catch you next time.